Alright, it's that time of year. Six Flags has made their official announcements for what rides will be coming to their parks in 2018. We got a lineup of some cool rides, some attractions I think a lot of people are going to be looking forward to. We got some first of its kinds. We got some roller coasters, but do note that I will be doing a full separate video on the roller coasters. I'm not going to analyze the 4D free spin going to Six Flags Mexico because it's a 4D free spin and we already all have our own opinions on that. But if you're looking for a video on Twisted Cyclone, that is its full separate analysis. So in this video, we're mainly going to be talking about the other rides that the other parks announced that aren't roller coaster based. And then at the end, we'll kind of talk about what we think about these announcements in general. So let's first start with the flagship park, Six Flags Magic Mountain. For this, we are looking at the world's tallest pendulum ride. This is a Zamperla giant discovery called Crazanity. So it's like crazy and insanity put together. And frankly, I'm just impressed that they didn't go with like a superhero theme, but I think that's probably for the better. Now, it is worth noting that this will be part of a newly themed boardwalk area, so that's going to be great because Magic Mountain's been renovating certain areas of the park, so this is the next area of the park to get an upgrade, which I think is fantastic. And like I said, it is the world's tallest one, so it's 17 stories tall. You reach speeds up to 75 miles per hour. Your max height is going to be 172 feet, and it seats about 40 riders a rotation. So, man, can I just say, like, first of all, this is exactly what the park needs. It's big and intimidating, like all of the other rides at Magic Mountain, and they need good flat rides. We got a dark ride last year, now we're getting a good flat ride. They've been needing something like this. So I do think that this is like a really good ride for this park. I'm impressed that they actually decided to go through with it. Seems like they do so much roller coaster work that it's like, oh, they're actually getting a really cool flat ride. This is great. And then it is also worth noting that they said they'll be doing some renovation to the dining areas and they'll be like updating their bumper cars. So that's always good. So next up, let's talk about Six Flags Great Adventure. And man, this is cool. We are getting a first of its kind in the world. This is Cyborg Cyber Spin. And this is one of those rides that you always see in those GP Facebook videos that are saying, would you ride this? It looks dangerous, sketchy, man, no way a park would ever get that. That looks so scary. Yeah, that video that you always see and you think, oh man, that would actually kind of be cool if a park got it. This is it. And man, this thing looks pretty insane. I think one concern is going to be the capacity because it'll be kind of a long cycle, but it does look like the gondola seats a decent amount of people, so I don't think it'll really be anything to worry about. To my understanding, this will be going near Justice League, kind of in that new area of the park, that new pathway that just opened up. And again, like Magic Mountain, Great Adventure needed some good flat rides. They had a Sky Screamer, they have a drop tower, now we're getting this thing. I don't even know what to call it. This thing is just so bizarre looking. It's like they took a top spin and added more axes of rotation to it, so it is cool. If you have a weak stomach, do not ride this. Now for our next park, Six Flags Over Texas, guess what? They're actually getting the same thing as Great Adventure. But here's where things get more interesting. They are not going with the cyborg name and instead are naming it Harley Quinn Spinsanity, even though they already have a ride named Harley Quinn Spinsanity. Word for word, they are building another ride with the exact same name as a ride that they already have. Six Flags, what in the world were you thinking? Like, okay, I understand if you want to re-theme your current Harley Quinn Spinsanity to something, but like, was it that much harder to theme it to Cyborg instead, like with what Great Adventure's doing? Because then it wouldn't be an issue. Now the general public is going to be so confused. They're going to be like, wait, I thought that was Harley Quinn Spinsanity. Now this is Harley Quinn Spinsanity. It's just going to throw everyone off. So that's my rant about Six Flags Over Texas. I think that's probably the dumbest thing that they've done. But that being said, it's going to be a good fit for that park. So let's move on to Six Flags Great America, and I gotta be perfectly honest, when I heard about this edition, I actually laughed out loud. Like, not figuratively, I literally started laughing. They're getting the world's largest, ready for this, Super Loop. But of course, it's Six Flags, they didn't learn their lessons, so they're calling it the world's largest loop coaster. Cringe! So yeah, what do I think about that edition? Well, they're removing King Chaos, a top spin, for now a lower capacity ride that you can find at many other parks, including your local carnival. And you know, that's an interesting idea. That's an interesting concept, Six Flags. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I expected Six Flags Great America to get this eventually. I was actually thinking that they were going to get it last year and not a roller coaster, so I was just off by a year. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people from Six Flags Great America are pretty mad at that addition. I don't think it's the end of the world, but luckily that was the only Larson loop announced for Six Flags Park this year. So next up is Six Flags New England, and we have another Harley Quinn Spinsanity, except this is a different ride. This is a Frisbee from Zamperla. Same type as what Magic Mountain is getting. The difference is that this is not going to be the world's tallest one. This is just going to be a normal one like Riddler Revenge or Wonder Woman that went to Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. Pretty standard ride, but it's going to be a great fit. It's going to be going next to the Joker. Really nice fit for that park. And I'll just quickly run through this one. Next up is Six Flags Mexico getting Wonder Woman. It is a 4D free spin, not themed to the Joker. Wow, would you look at that? And it is because they already have a roller coaster themed to Joker. But this is a different color scheme that we've seen on a free spin. I'm not surprised that this is going to Mexico. I actually predicted that this would happen. I think it's a solid fit for this park. They have a lot of supporting roller coasters, and this will just add to that. So in my opinion, not a whole lot to talk about there. Now we want to talk about a ride that is worth talking about. Six Flags Discovery Kingdom is getting the first ever Skywarp by Skyline Attractions. This is cool. I was thinking that a Six Flags park would get one of these next year because we knew that one of them had been sold, but we didn't know to which park. I was originally thinking Six Flags over Texas. However, it's going to Six Flags Discovery Kingdom, and that's an interesting fit because they already have a Super Loop, and this is basically an upgraded version of a Super Loop. But then again, last year they did add a Frisbee when they have an alternate version of a Frisbee. So I guess Six Flags Discovery Kingdom is like adding in slightly different rides than what they already have. But I think it's cool that a park is finally getting one of these. I'm very curious to see how it goes over. What I don't approve of is that it's called a roller coaster because it doesn't look like a roller coaster to me. It's basically just an upgraded Larson loop. But I still think it's going to be cool. I'm excited to see how it goes over. I look forward to hearing about it. Next is Six Flags St. Louis, and for this, they are getting a new water slide. Wah, wah. I think a lot of people were expecting a 4D free spin, or even like a water coaster, like what Fiesta Texas got last year, but we're just getting kind of a normal water slide. So definitely a smaller edition, but you want even a smaller edition, let's talk about Six Flags America, that is redoing their lazy river. So now it'll actually include theming, like waterfalls and stuff. And actually it'll be nice, because that section of the water park did need an upgrade, but Six Flags America's marketing campaign was really good. Like, they were doing some awesome teasing. They had people thinking that they were going to get like a free spin and that Blizzard River was going to get removed. Or at one point they teased that Roar could be closing, so people were thinking, I think for a minute, that it'd be RMC'd. I mean, obviously it's not. So for sure, I think it's a little disappointing when people found out that they're getting an upgraded Lazy River. But I mean, you know, again, at least it's something. Next up is Great Escape, and look, another carnival style ride. Again, real small edition. I'm sure it'll be a fine fit for that park and everything, but someday it'd be nice to see Great Escape one day get an actually really good ride that makes people actually want to visit that park. So last and certainly least, we have La Ronde. Are they getting anything good? No! They're getting a carnival themed section with carnival rides, but they aren't really getting anything big or noteworthy. So that does it for the Six Flags announcements. Now, I didn't talk about their newest park, Waterworld Concord. They're just getting like a splash out or something. And I didn't talk about Six Flags Whitewater, so we're just sticking to like the amusement parks here. But in general, I think that this was actually a pretty good year for Six Flags. Like, compared to last year, which in my opinion was probably the worst year Six Flags has done in terms of like new rides, we're actually getting some cool stuff here. And the company was absolutely right when they said that they'll begin 5 record breaker or world's first type attractions. We did see those, and that's not even including the RMC. So if you're keeping track of the roller coasters, we got Twisted Cyclone, Wonder Woman Golden Lasso Coaster. Again, I didn't talk about that because there's a full analysis on my channel. And then we got some rides that are being called roller coasters but not actually roller coasters. And actually, I'm kind of surprised that we are only seeing one 4D free spin. However, I was not surprised when we didn't see any more Justice Leagues. I think Six Flags has got enough Justice League dark rides. I think they're good and won't be building anymore. I also think that this is probably going to be the very last year for Larson Loops. I'd be surprised if they built any more of those. But I think in the future, assuming they go over well, we will be seeing more Skywarps, more Frisbees, and more cyborg cyber spins. So that's just my 2 cents on Six Flags 2018. Let me know about what you guys think in the comment section below. In general, I think it's a pretty good year for Six Flags, but I want to hear about what you think. Of course, full credit for all of the animations goes to Six Flags. You can check out those videos on their YouTube channels or on their website. And of course, you can stay tuned for more analyses of upcoming rides and attractions here at Coaster Studios. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.